Hey guys, so today we have a few stories to talk about, some less fun than others. Before we get into anything, here's my Instagram, here's my Twitter, follow me on there. It's a really fun time, but also subscribe because we're about 29,000 away from 500k, and at 500k, if you haven't been here since last video, we're starting a second channel with like more me stuff, so I guess that will be really fun. Anyway, the first piece of small tea is Logan Paul. Logan Paul is obviously not the most loved, liked, respected YouTuber on this platform, but nonetheless, he is still a human being that deserves, you know, the bare minimum in the department of respect, and that was not provided to him recently. So he was just walking down like this corridor at some kind of an event, and a girl ran past him filming himself, and she turns to him, and I'm assuming he thinks she's a fan, so he goes, "Hi," and she spits on him. Hi. He then does find her later on, and it is filmed where he just says, you know, whether you respect someone or not, spitting on them, not the best idea. And she goes, yeah, I'm sorry, but like not really. And hear me out. Whatever your opinion is about Logan Paul, that's perfectly fine. You can have that opinion. He's obviously done some questionable in the past, purely for views and money, which trash, but he is still a human being at the end of the day. He has paid his dues, he has apologized, he did the whole thing, and since then he hasn't done anything along those lines. So you can kind of tell that he talked the talk and then he did walk the walk in respect to fixing himself as a human being. I don't know what he does behind closed doors, but publicly he's been pretty damn silent, except for obviously having the biggest like YouTube event twice in a row. But other than that, no controversy, none of that. So as much as I'm not his biggest fan, I'm also not here to like hate on him for absolutely no reason. And when you have something to say about someone, I mean, we bang on this channel about constructive criticism and saying what you think about someone, possibly to them or to someone else. You can express your opinion about someone freely, as long as it's valuable in some way, as long as you're saying something that actually means something and that they can take on board and kind of, you know, fix and take that and maybe think, oh damn, they might be actually correct, I might just be a piece of shit and I need to fix it. Spitting on someone, not really the best way to get them to change, because what does that say? Like, there is no constructive criticism there. There isn't, hey Logan, I just wanted to come up to you and say that I didn't appreciate your behavior. I think you behaved like a child, you were immature, you're not a good example for your young fans, and I think you need to fix X, Y, and Z. And then she could have walked away feeling like, I said what I had to say, I had the opportunity to give him that constructive criticism, and what he does with that is his business, but at least I got that off my chest. Spitting on someone, there is no effect from that. There is an action and there is just no consequence, because, well, there's consequence for her. She got caught with like 10 guys just filming her going, that was so, you know, the embarrassment was the consequence. But I mean, her spitting on him had no effect on his future behavior, because he's not going to be like, oh damn, she spat on me, that means I need to fix X, Y, and Z. He doesn't know why she spat on him. She just kind of said, I don't respect you, but why, you know? And I think that also comes back to people that think they can sort every single problem with like physical violence. It's the same thing. It's like, if you beat someone up without telling them like what they did wrong, you're just beating them up, they're not going to learn. The best way to get something across to someone and explain something to them is just through words. Like, that's it. And I think more and more as the generations go by, people understand this. Like, psychologists are coming out saying like physical violence and any physical, I guess, like punishments aren't gonna work. And same goes for this. Her spitting on him, he'll forget about this in a few days time, but her saying to him, I don't respect you because of X, Y, and Z might actually stick with him for a little bit longer than him being spat on by some 15-year-old girl that's got nothing better to do with her life. So I know I rambled on about this for a while, but I just think it's an interesting thing that she thought she really did something with that. Like, she spat on him and she really felt like she did something. She showed him that, you know, he's but in reality, she made herself look worse than him. Like, after that, I actually have less respect for her than him, because the way he, I don't know, like caught up with her later on and spoke to her, showed me a better side of him, and the way she behaved made her seem worse than him. Wow, that was a mental game for me to get across. And in reality, her filming that wasn't for people to say, wow, oh my god, look at her spitting on him, that's so cool, wow, I hate Logan Paul. That actually made people sympathize with him, because they were like, damn, I would hate to be spat on. So the effect that she wanted wasn't there, and she in fact got the extreme opposite, where people were like, damn, I kind of feel bad for Logan Paul. Like, people that normally wouldn't sympathize with him, and I don't think that's what she wanted. So, you know, use your brains when you're trying to hurt people's feelings. Next, Gabbie Hanna tweets like always. I bet she tweets, at this point, I genuinely think she tweets so that we talk about it. And I don't know, I'm so conflicted every time I talk about her. And I hate, right, when people in my comment section, there'll be the odd like 5 people out of the comments, so I don't know why I'm paying attention to it, but I like to read my comments, and sometimes I'll come across comments and I'm like, okay, where they're like, stop talking about about Gabbie Hanna? I'm so bored of this. First of all, you clicked on a video about Gabbie Hanna to then tell me in the comment section to stop making videos about Gabbie Hanna because you're bored of them. So why did you click on it? Second of all, my Gabbie Hanna videos do really well. So clearly people are interested in what I have to say about Gabbie Hanna. So for people to be like, stop making videos about Gabbie Hanna, no one's interested anymore. Like, clearly they are, and they want to see someone be held accountable, and they're still not, so I'm just going to keep on doing it and holding them accountable. Damn. I don't know if people realize that YouTubers usually make videos that do well. Like, you're not going to do a video and thinking, oh, this is going to do it and I can't wait to upload it. Like, you're going to do a video that you're like, I hope this does well, I hope this, you know, does good numbers, does something to this culture, makes a few people use their brains and think. You know, you're never going to be like, oh, I hope this video has absolutely no impact on anyone whatsoever. I don't know, it's just, we go by numbers mainly. It's kind of like TV works the same way. If they release 2 different pilots for 2 different TV shows and one does absolute garbage and one does really well, which one is going to continue with more episodes? Obviously the one that did really well. Anyway, I don't know why I got so angry about that. Okay, so Gabbie Hanna went on a little tweeting spree about TikTok, allegedly, out of all things. I'm sick of people hiding behind constructive criticism while completely ignoring the constructive part. Name calling, belittling, I hate saying that word, and straight up bullying are not constructive. It's just criticism, which is fine if that's how you want to live your life, but call it what it is. I mean, criticism is still not bad. Like, you can criticize someone without them complimenting them, and that's still not hate. So I guess what she's saying is like, constructive criticism good, criticism itself bad, but I think criticism is also good. Hate is bad. If I have nothing positive to say about someone and I only have negative things to say, that doesn't necessarily make me a bully or a hateful person. I can still go ahead and say all the negative things, but as long as I say them in a civilized manner, it's still just criticism, and criticism is fine. I mean, there are people called movie critics where they criticize movies, and sometimes they have nothing good to say, but they will phrase it in a way that is not hateful, you know? Sometimes they will, and then people laugh, but then when we do it to YouTubers, I guess it's like, oh. And people obviously, I'm assuming, me too, me included, thought this was about drama channels making hateful videos about her. And then she goes, a lot of people need to learn the difference between being honest and just being a fucking bitch. I can be honest and a fucking bitch. Let's see which side you get today. And then she goes, sorry for snapping, but I've been down a TikTok hole, and the way people talk to each other is so fucking vile. You have to be so hurt inside to treat others like that. Go work on yourself and stop knocking others for being brave enough to put themselves out there. So obviously we're a bit confused because the first 2 tweets would imply that she's talking about herself, and then I'm assuming she must have got a few negative replies, and she was like, oh, I'm just talking about TikTok, I'm talking about TikTok. The thing is, TikTok is one of the most positive places I've ever been in the last few months. TikTok is nothing but actually funny people posting actually funny content for laughs. They're not getting any money from it except for maybe brand deals, but they're not getting paid for it. They're just doing it because they think it's funny, and it's just so fun to go on there and just see funny people. Maybe, hear me out, what you watch is what you usually attract more of. So for example, on YouTube, right, if you watch a lot of like drama channels, you're gonna get a lot of drama channels suggested to you. And the same goes with energy. If you put out like good energy out there, you're gonna get good energy back, because that's the kind of people you're gonna attract. You're gonna attract people that are more like you. I think if Gabbie Hanna is coming across all these hateful TikToks that I just haven't seen, then maybe that speaks more on her and what she likes to watch on TikTok, because there's that page on TikTok that says For You, and I'm assuming that For You page is adjusted based on the TikToks that you like. So maybe for seeing hateful things on TikTok, you are just a hateful person, because I see nothing but funny shit, and that's because I like funny shit on TikTok, and then I get out. And I hope I wasn't too much of a fucking bitch, and I hope this was enough of a constructive criticism for you, Gabbie Hanna. I would never want to hurt your feelings. Recently I spoke about, I think a few videos ago, I spoke about Sabrina Carpenter. At this point I forget what I made videos on, because there's just so many stories in each video that I'm like, I don't know what I've done, help. But I think I spoke about Sabrina Carpenter recently. I definitely did. I remember this. And her boyfriend recently came out as if this is some kind of a inspirational, emotional story. No, he turned out to be racist, phobic, just a little cunt. And if you don't know who she's dating, I think his name is like Griffin Gluck or something. They both played in the amazing Netflix movie called Tall Girl. It was really inspiring. I really felt it, all 5'4" of me. Yeah, so they played in that movie together, and then they clearly liked each other, so they started dating. And then they made their relationship public, and then it came out that he's just a little bit messed up. And instead of him addressing it, he stayed silent and made Sabrina take the fall, because she just kept on getting hated on by her fans, because they were like, how can you be in a relationship with someone like that and feel okay with them being like that? Because it's like, you can not know about someone's, like, I don't know, like someone could be really into running, and for a while you don't realize, and you're like, oh my god, you like running, great. But I'm sure someone being sexist, phobic, and desist comes up in conversations somehow. They will slip up, you know? They definitely will. And I'm a huge fan of Sabrina Carpenter, before anyone comes at me. I love her music. I just think this is a little bit sketch, right? And if you are not any of those things, you normally don't hang out with people that are those things. It's like the example of running. If someone is into running and I'm not, that's no reason for me to not hang out with them. It's just we're not going to go on a run together. But if someone's core morals and ethics and values are very different to mine, I have a very hard time hanging out with them, let alone being in a relationship with them. So this whole situation just kind of opens my eyes to like, yeah, sometimes you don't know what people are like behind closed doors, and you just kind of have to be careful who you stand. I don't think Sabrina's as much to blame. Maybe, I don't know where to go with that thought. But he still hasn't addressed it. So Sabrina's just taking the fall left, right and centre. Her fans are just dropping like flies, and she had to release a whole statement, and there's still no statement from him when he is the one that is all those things. You know, the magic 4? Yeah, if you're all those 4 things, I'm pretty sure you have to make some form of statement. And also, it's not like these tweets or these, like, he liked a lot of posts as well. It's not like this happened in like 2011 when he was like a little 15-year-old boy. This happened recently, like a few months ago. He was still liking these posts. That is a grown man with a fully functioning brain, and he knows right from wrong, so clearly he doesn't think this is wrong. So, and I bet she follows him on Instagram and she can see what he's liking, so you know, I don't know. But this is her statement. She said, "Hello friends, I realize there's simply no way to have the truth be perceived the way you want. Some of you will believe me, some of you won't, so I have to accept that, but I'm so terribly sorry that someone I've associated with had done things in the past to make you question my character in the present. I don't know them at that time. That is not who..." What? She didn't know them at that time, but I'm pretty sure those tweets and, I mean, those likes were a few months ago. That is not who I know them to be now. How much can a grown man change in a matter of months? You know, you don't change that much. I don't think I'm much different to the way I was in like September. And I don't think I'll be that much different in the next September, because I am, you know, more of a grown-up now. Like, yeah, when I was 15, literally 2 months would make a huge difference to my personality, because I'd find out something else, meet new people, have new friends, and then you kind of just adjust. But when you're like 18, 19, 20, you start to kind of slow down with your adjustment. And the adjustments take a little bit longer. The increments there are a little longer. So like, yeah, you might see a difference between me now and me at 25, but your morals and ethics relatively stay the same past like adulthood. Anyway, I'm sorry some of you felt personally victimized. I understand if you were hurt or confused, but as it wasn't my actions, I didn't feel it was my place to explain, other than what I've already said, which is I'm not in support of those past actions. Nothing I say will be the right exact thing to fully make you happy or understand the situation, but I hope you know none of us will ever grow if we don't allow others a chance to grow. I am a little tired of walking on eggshells, and I miss talking to you guys. It just recently felt less like talking, listening to each other, and more like attacking, assuming. So that's where I had to step back for health reasons, not to ignore or avoid, but simply to process. There are real people behind these screens, and so much more going on than you see. Please remember that. I love you all so much. I really hope you know that. This also probably won't be the last time I do something that annoys you, because I'm human, but I sure will always remain firm in my beliefs of acceptance, equality, and love. I hope you will trust that in me. If not, I wish you all the happiness in the world on your own singular, no pun intended, journeys. See you this year with lots of exciting news and things. The fact that she says, I hope you know none of us will ever grow if we don't allow others a chance to grow. See, growing is accepting wrongdoings. Him not acknowledging it is him not accepting his wrongdoings, which means he will never grow or change. So what we want is just a statement. Like, you put out like fucking 2 or 3 statements now. Why can't he? Is it because he sees no wrong in what he did? Is it because he knows he doesn't have to because you'll do it for him? That's not growth. That is just called being a child. And that's where I have a problem with this whole situation. So let's see where that goes. Anyway, recently I had someone DM me saying that they emailed Jeffree Star Cosmetics because Jeffree Star uses mica in some of his products. And if you don't know, I spoke about mica recently. There are 2 types: there's natural and synthetic mica. Natural mica is usually unethically sourced, and synthetic mica is obviously ethically sourced because it is created in a lab. So most companies that are trying to be more ethical use synthetic mica, or just don't use mica at all and use something else, because it is very difficult to ensure that your natural mica is ethically sourced, because one of your suppliers will say, oh, this was ethically sourced, but further down the chain there could have been children involved, and that is the problem. Mica is usually sourced by child labor. So one of my supporters DM'd me and said that they obviously emailed Jeffree Star Cosmetics and said, hey, is the mica natural or is it synthetic? And they said natural, but we make sure that it is ethically sourced. And she replied back to them saying, hey, but like, how can you prove, do you have any proof from like suppliers and stuff that it is ethically sourced? And there were crickets. She just didn't get a response. So I would be very careful. Look at ingredients. If it's synthetic mica, incredible. It's created in a lab by grown adults who are able to work and consent to working, and they work in good conditions because it's legal and they have, you know, backing behind them. But if it is natural mica, chances are, even if the company says it's ethical, there is a chance it's not. So I would just be very careful with that. I still try, but I slip up, and sometimes I don't look at ingredients list if I'm in a rush, but I will definitely try from now on to just see what's happening. We recently spoke about Kim Kardashian's cease and desist. She sent a cease and desist to a small company that makes lashes, and the company actually wasn't around when Kim Kardashian made her perfumes. And the whole problem is Kim Kardashian made like love heart perfumes that said like baddie on it and stuff, and then this company came around, invented itself, and started selling lashes in that same packaging. And there is now more debate around it because for example, some of these lashes do say baddie on it, so it says the same thing and it's the same packaging. But then so some people are saying this company didn't even exist when Kim Kardashian made those perfumes, and now they're making the same thing with the same words on it. But Kim Kardashian's packaging isn't exactly original because it was inspired by those Valentine's Day candy sweets things. So what do you guys think? Do you think she has reason to send a cease and desist, or is she simply just trying to destroy a small company? Let me know, because recently I don't think I explained it as well last time, but here are the similarities now. Recently JayStation pretended that his girlfriend died, and then he deleted all those videos, and people are obviously very much outraged. He made like 3 videos on it. He was like, my girlfriend died. He did that, his friend did that like fake cry that we spoke about last video, and then he did a calling my girlfriend at 3 a.m. Yeah, mental. And then another video after that, and then he deleted all of them, and now he's claiming that his girlfriend is calling the police on him for like assaulting her or something. So this is a strange situation. People are also expecting him to obviously make another, he is known for exploiting people's deaths, mainly celebrities, where a celebrity will pass away and he'll do a calling X celebrity at 3 a.m. like he did that with Mac Miller, he did that with XXXTentacion, like he did it with a lot of people, a lot of famous people. And now recently obviously Kobe Bryant passed away in a helicopter accident, and a lot of people have been obviously very much like hurt by it and upset by the whole situation, and people pretty much expected him to make a 3 a.m. video on Kobe, and he tweeted out saying obviously he won't do that, which isn't obvious because going by his track record, he always makes videos about people passing away in very exploitative ways. But more on Kobe, there were 9 people in that helicopter that passed away. Here are the other people. There are the other 7, and the 2 that passed away that everyone is talking about is Kobe Bryant and his daughter actually. So his wife and 2 other daughters are now left without siblings and a dad. So yeah, this is obviously an awful situation, but we do need to focus on the other 7 people as well, because I know Kobe was obviously the most famous out of all of them, but you know, we need to pay the same respect to the other people. But who hasn't been paying respect is some MUAs. I saw an MUA, like a small MUA, post on Twitter a makeup look inspired by Kobe, and then she started tagging like the accident so that she would get into the hashtags on Twitter regarding the incident. So it would be like news reports and then her makeup look, and I guess that's how she was trying to promote herself while claiming that she's just doing this as some kind of a thing to Kobe. And it was disgusting. And you look at some of these people, and obviously there are people paying respects and praying for their family and doing the very respectable things in that situation, talking about their personal interactions with Kobe and his daughter, and then there's people that just completely make it about themselves. I recently tweeted about Jeffree Star posting a Snapchat story of him like filming a helicopter flying to the incident, zooming in on the helicopter and then flipping the camera to himself and like almost fake crying about it. And I was obviously kind of upset about it because I think it's disrespectful to be like, I think the exact words he used were something like, to think this only happened 2 miles away from my house. Like, it is almost making about himself. At no point was it, oh my god, this accident just happened, how could this happen, you know, these families are broken now. It was more just, oh my god, this happened 2 miles away from my house. And I was very upset about it because I just thought it was very disrespectful. Some people disagreed with me, so you guys can tell me what you think. I just think there is a way to pay respect, and doing a makeup look is not paying respect to Kobe or his daughter or the other 7 people in that helicopter. So just watch how you do things and how it could be perceived, because a makeup look is not great. But yes, this is obviously a very sad situation. I feel extremely horrible for all the families that basically just lost family members because of an incident. They left the house not expecting to not come back, and that is probably the saddest thing you can go through. But yes, I just wanted to talk about respect as a whole and having respect for families. There have been a lot of situations of paparazzi being there and reporting on the incident before the families were even notified. So like, this is just a whole respect thing that we need to acknowledge that is a problem. And the last story, just to lighten the mood towards the end of the video, because we can't just end it on a heavy note like that. That's not what my channel is, and I'm, you know, and I think we need a little bit of a more relaxing story at the end, because yesterday was just a tense day with everyone just reporting on the story. Tana Mongeau and Jake Paul. Jake Paul recently spoke about how he fell out of love with Tana Mongeau when he fell in love with boxing, and everyone just kind of accepted that. You know, it makes sense that he's busy and all of that. But then he recently in an interview said that he's got a new girlfriend now. That's cool. So I guess it wasn't about boxing and all of that, it was just about Tana Mongeau. He just didn't want to be with Tana Mongeau. So fair enough, I guess. And Tana Mongeau recently released a perfume called Tana by Tana. It was $48, which is quite up there with price. Usually celebrity or YouTuber perfumes are in like the $30-$40 range, and people are now saying that her packaging, which looks like this, is very much a copy of the Hot Topic perfumes and nail varnishes, which look like this. And also another person on Twitter found these bottles on, I believe, like AliExpress or one of those websites where you can buy them in bulk for 30 cents. So when she was like, you know, it took us so long to think of the scent of the perfume and the bottle, and we took so much time to design this whole thing. Really, did you? Because this looks very much like things we've seen before. So people are kind of upset that like this clearly isn't a creative thing for Tana Mongeau. It's just another way to make money, which, like, go make money, but make money in a way that is creative and a way for people to want to spend money on you. But this perfume did sell out, so that's cool. It's sold out now, but it does look very similar to all those AliExpress bottles and those Hot Topic perfumes and nail varnishes. So people are kind of upset about it. And yeah, I think that's where we're going to end today's video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, anything, comment down below, and subscribe, because I post videos every other day unless something goes wrong, and then it'll be on a different day. So hit that bell and then you'll know when things are happening. And follow me on my social media, they'll be in the description down below, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.